welcome to this week's Karma Cards. Wow, well, the energy continues to blow my mind during this time period. So yesterday was the new moon in Taurus, and it was such an awesome, lovely energy. And the themes around it were really about raising your self-esteem, like understanding how valuable you are and how deserving of your dreams and desires that you are. And the things to be aware of are what blocks you from feeling deserving of your own dreams and desires. So that's a point to contemplate on. And that information is going to come up really easy now. It's going to be really easy to see what is blocking you from feeling that you deserve what you desire. And the reason why is because we are currently inside the Pluto retrograde. So Pluto is retrograding. It started on the last full moon on April 27th, and we're going to be inside this Pluto retrograde until October 6th. So we're going to be inside the Pluto retrograde for a while. And that means that we're going to be working on issues around personal power and feelings of control and all the shadow aspects that come with that. So the things that make us feel disempowered or lacking control, and the ways that we the behaviors that develop to deal with those feelings of not being in control or feeling your power. So those issues are naturally going to surface at this time. And it's really easy when they surface to assume that means that you have somehow missed the mark, right? Like maybe because they're surfacing, it's easy to go, oh my gosh, I must be failing in some way to grow. Like like you can feel like you've done all this work, and sometimes when we do this work, we expect that same forward trajectory. We expect things to go in a very linear way. And growth doesn't look like that. I'm sure you've seen the memes where what we think growth looks like, and it's like a graph where it's continually moving upward and forward. But growth really looks like a big scribble on a piece of paper. So we're in that period right now where growth can look messy. The stuff that needs to be healed is going to want to surface. The old belief systems that are still playing out, that are no longer a match to who you actually are going to come up and show themselves to you. And I don't love it, but I appreciate the opportunity to see it, right? So, and that's what I'm hoping to share with you, is that it's not something to, the ego can really play games with you and make you feel like it means that you're going in reverse or you're declining in some way, and that's just not true. It's an opportunity to really once and for all nip things in the bud that have been playing out with you for a long time. And since I'm talking about self-esteem, one of those things is just the version of yourself that you're currently holding. Several things have come up recently for me where I'm like, oh my gosh, I finally saw what was in the way, and it was me holding on to this old version of myself that I just became comfortable with and attached to. But it actually didn't reflect who I am today. But because I'm holding on to these versions, it's limiting me from growing in the direction I desire to grow in. So this period's all about seeing that and making the adjustments that you feel are the right adjustments to make. Letting it go, for example, letting the old versions of yourself go and recognizing the version that's here now. So that's one of the major transits that's happening right now. And the month of May is going to be full on with more transits. We got a lot more stuff coming. So for example, coming up here, we've got the Saturn retrograde will be joining Pluto, and when that happens, wow, we're gonna be dealing with it on an even deeper level. So towards the end of the month, get ready for Saturn retrograde. And of course, it wouldn't be a retrograde party if Mercury retrograde wasn't also involved. So right after Saturn goes retrograde, so does Mercury. So there's going to be all of that internalized energy. And these are, these are heavier planets to deal with when that energy gets internalized. So I want to give you the heads up now so that you recognize what's going on, you don't take it personally, and you see the opportunity to maybe slow down, process more, when it shows itself, appreciate the opportunity to see it and make the changes you want to make. And on top of, and then the fun just keeps going, because currently right now we are in a higher magnetic energy. So we've got like we've got a level 5 magnetic storm happening right now. It's like 5 out of 9, right? So we're 5 on the KP index. And what this means is that there's a weak geomagnetic storm happening currently right at this moment, and that it can have an effect on your electronics, but it can also have an effect on how you feel. So a lot of people feel worn out, they get headaches easily, like the kind of headache where it's not a headache that aspirin or something like that can deal with. It's from the energy. So it's really intense. So we've got a magnetic storm, and the Schumann resonance is really kicking up. It's been kicking up for all week long, last week, and it keeps going into this week. With the Schumann resonance being so high, it's at 53 today, which is pretty high considering that its base level is 7.8 hertz. We're at 53 hertz right now. So that's a lot of energy. So May is just full of super intense energy coming in. Definitely going to want to practice slowing down, allowing things, surrendering to the present moment, whatever it's bringing to you, and breathing through this, knowing that whatever is coming energetically right now, this too shall pass. It's going to pass. The messages from the team are really like, when stuff comes to the surface for you, don't take it personally. It has nothing to do with how you're advancing. It's an opportunity to continue to grow in the direction you desire to go in. And then follow up with that is, you are completely worthy of what you dream. So we're not given dreams, energetically speaking, we're a vibrational match to what we desire. Now, we might desire to be somewhere we're not yet. And that we often see, right? That we desire to be up here, but we're still hanging out over here. However, what I'm trying to get to is that we don't dream bigger than our destiny. So if you feel like you dream pretty big and you're like, I don't know if I'm going to get that, know that you don't dream bigger than your destiny. Your destiny is that big, right? Now that's something that we have to like think about and adjust to. And like, yeah, you are meant to receive those big dreams. And many times what's interesting, what my team has shared with me is that most of us don't dream big enough. We keep it, we try to edit our dreams to a more practical or a level that we think we can expect. And that also comes from our ego. Our ego is doing the editing. Our ego is the part of us that plays small. So if you really allow yourself to have your dream, it's interesting because I was talking to someone the other night, and what was coming up for them was that they dreamt of more luxury in their life, but there was a very pragmatic part of them that felt like, maybe that's not responsible. Maybe I need to edit that down to get more realistic. And the answer from Spirit is no. That's as big as your dreams are. Let yourself fully have it. If you can't let yourself fully have it in your head, you're never going to let yourself fully have it in the physical world, right? So we've got to be comfortable with how big we dream. No more apologizing for that. Okay. So with that, let's go into the karma cards for this week. So those who are new to karma cards, let me show you how these work. I have 3 decks here. I've got the planets, the signs of the zodiac, and the houses of astrology. And I've already asked my team, what is the message you have for me today? And I have 2 sets of answers here, one in red, which are action related, and one in blue, which are outcome related. And the way that you play is you just tune in and feel whether you need action related answers or outcome related answers. Of course, some people want both, and you can always choose both. The timing for this reading is today, May 12th through May 19th. And the flavor of this reading is we have the North Node, which talks about the future, which very much is about like where our dreams are. They're always in the future, right? We have the North Node in Gemini. And the cool thing about this placement is that this is actually where the North Node is at this time. It is currently in the sign of Gemini. And just to make it even more like, wow, it's in the third house, the house of self-expression and communication, which is ruled by Gemini. And Gemini, by the way, is ruled by Mercury. So I feel like this is definitely touching on the areas that Mercury covers, which is, again, the way we're communicating with each other, the way that we're thinking about ourselves and our lives, and the way we express ourselves. Those who are choosing action-related answers, your spiritual action at this time is to have faith in what you want to be known about making the right connections. Have faith in what you want to be known about making the right connections. So again, the area that's being covered here is not only communication, but the way we think. Okay, so have faith in you making the right connections. I see a lot of people, and this is where, again, we are looking at where do we give our power away. But there's still people who are looking to somebody else to make the connections, and then they'll see if they agree with that or not, which is fine, as long as you recognize that you should have faith in your own ability to connect the dots. All right? Have faith in your own ability that you make the right connections. And that another word for this is discernment, right? Understand that everyone is granted discernment. Everyone has granted access to all information that exists and will exist and has existed. You have access to that. In order to tap into that discernment, this is where we do have to get still. We have to go inward and use our conscious mind to contact our subconscious mind, which then is connecting to our higher self. And that's how we use and get discernment. So what we want to do is take information that we are processing in and run it through this filter of, does this move all the way through the filter, and do I get that ping of truth? Does that connect for me? And many times you'll get something and you'll go, yep, that feels right. That's a right connection. That's using discernment. Sometimes you'll let something and you'll go, not everything in this feels accurate, but this part feels like truth. Here's the truth. The rest of it feels convoluted. It's time to really trust that you're doing that. Have faith in yourself. Mental action at this time. Do not worry about what is believed about the idea in question. Okay. This one is very esoteric. It's like, it's not being very specific. So let me say that again. Do not worry about what is believed about the idea in question. I think that kind of piggybacking off the last statement, what this one is saying is, run it through your discernment. That was the first one. Trust, have faith in that you make the right connections. Don't worry about what connections other people are making. And what this takes me back to is something I've talked about a lot, which is you need to understand that there are multiple perceptions of what's happening in the world going on. So don't worry about what someone else is getting, right? Trust how you're making the connection, especially if you're taking the time to contemplate it and run it through your own discernment. Physical action at this time. Now is the time to use the quickest way and get your ideas going. So along with this, there's a lot of new beginnings energy happening right now. I've talked to a few people in just the last 24 hours who are getting new inspiration, new ideas are coming through. And it's definitely, as we're processing and letting go of old stuff, new stuff can come in. It's almost like you're unclogging a drain. When you finally let go of those self-limiting beliefs. It's like unclogging a drain, and the water can finally move down through it. So in a way, this is us letting go of former versions of ourselves, allows us to unclog the drain and allow flow to happen and get us that new information that we've been waiting for. Your desires are there. There's information waiting to come to you that will help you achieve that. But first, you have to let go or unblock what's in the way. For those who are choosing blue or outcome, your spiritual outcome, there will be information to explain your ideas. So this goes along with the new beginnings information that's coming. When these new ideas come, you are going to get more intel, right? Especially as we're clearing the blocks that keep us from achieving our own dreams, more intel can come in. That's an outcome that's coming in. There will be even more to explain your ideas, meaning like if you're getting the seed of an idea right now, the details are also coming quite quickly. Mental outcome, success from communications about short-term thinking and trips. Success from communications about short-term thinking and trips. So one of the things that the third house is often referred to is the local mind. And that's the short-term thinking and trips, right? Trips are different than going on an adventure. A trip is intended to be shorter. This has to do with, again, it's very personal and localized, the energy. Success from communications about short-term thinking and trips. You doing this work, unblocking this, leads to that mental success. Everything here is just letting you know that the pipeline's open when you do that work, when you unblock yourself. Let go of the former version, let go of the belief in the block, and start believing in your own destiny. Physical outcome, benefit resulting from the fluctuations of who and what is around you. So things are changing as well. So as you're going through these changes and you're unblocking yourself, remember everybody else is on this journey too. We're all at different points. We're all focusing on different parts of it. But this is a time of quickening for the healing and release of that which no longer serves us, and the ushering in of the new ideas and the new energy, which ultimately means shifting and changing. So this benefits, the shifting and changing that you're doing has a benefit on yourself, of course, but is also benefiting others. Others shifting and changing is going to have positive impact on you as well. All right, so there's a lot of quick energy, and with that all being connected to Mercury, Mercury obviously is known for being quick, right? It's quicksilver, it's the winged messenger, right? It's fast, fast, fast. So get ready. This week feels like a week of fast turnarounds. So when we think about, when I think about contemplation, I'm like, this could take a while, right? Because contemplation, it means slowing down, sitting with it, being with it. And it is asking for us to do that. But the beautiful thing is, this is not going to be a long process like it might feel like. Even though we're in Pluto retrograde for 6 months, this particular week coming up is not a slow week. There's a lot of quick energy, and I just want you to we're going to stick with this unblocking the drain idea. I want you to hold that visual, right? That if you allow yourself to sit with the harder part, the uncomfortable part, the stuff that comes up, sit with it. Allow it to teach something to you, unblock it, and watch how quickly things shift, because that's the energy that's coming through this week. Okay, I hope that this reading is helpful for you. I hope it explains some of the energy that's going on. And I just want you to know, I think you're fabulous. You're doing an awesome job. Don't let the ego try to tell you you're not. You are. You are doing an awesome job. Keep going. Unblock the drain and get your dreams, because you deserve them. All right, until I see you next week, mwah, lots of love. Thank you for watching. Subscribe now and hit the notification bell so that you know the next time I release a new video. Until then, stay magical.